It didn't take much more than a bottle and 2 chairs to make a speakeasy. This is what Daniel Okrent said in his book, Last Call, The Rise and Fall of Prohibition. Today, join us for some stories. Get your own bottle, glass, or mug, and relax. This is Speak Easily, and I'm your host, Krista Stauffer.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you, will not eat?
Seafood.
Really?
Like anything that swims.
Okay.
We've never had seafood in the house.
Are you allergic?
Ever.
Or
No, just don't like the smell and the look.
Taste.
If something still looks like it did when it was alive, I have a hard time with that. I do. I don't know why. I mean, but you can argue that chicken looks like it did, but I mean,
It doesn't, though.
No feathers.
No, right.
The
I
beak
would
is
hope
gone.
not. Do you eat pig on a spit? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm all whole hog. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything on a spit except for seafood. But you could barbecue anything. I have a smoker in the backyard. I smoke a lot of meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's
time consuming.
yeah, but it's worth it if you do it right. Oh my God, like wings and ribs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tedious, but the end result is there.
All right. So you grew up on a farm. Are you living on a farm now?
No. We eventually will get out in the country. We're looking at land in Ostrander right now because Calvin, my youngest, is about ready to graduate.
Yeah.
So we want to get out. We want to be able to have some space and some land because they're not making that anymore, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But we moved to Powell just for the school district.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And that was my wife's foresight. It was before my daughter was even born. And my wife's like, we're going to live here because this is the best school district in the state. I'm like, okay, great.
And it is.
It is.
Which school do they feed
Olentangy original.
The OG.
The
Olentangy.
OG. Yeah.
What are there, 6 now?
There will be 5. They're building a 5th now. We have 12 junior highs, middle schools, and upwards of 25 elementaries.
Oh my gosh. And still growing.
You can hit a golf ball from one elementary school to the other in some of the parts of the district just because they had the land.
Kids. Yeah.
They might as well put one here too across the field. So.
And you graduated with what, 400 maybe?
No, my class had 96.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I thought it was bigger than that.
Mm-mm.
Not in those
Not back
days.
then.
Now.
Way back then, yeah.
It's
now,
bigger now.
and they have no idea what's coming with Intel either. I mean, it's going to change the whole dynamics of the city, of the town.
The Johnstown.
So, yeah.
And it used to seem so, because I was in Gahanna, and it seemed so far out
Oh,
there.
absolutely it did.
It's really, I mean, it wasn't then either, but
No, but
it seemed
back then, 62 still is the only way. But but now New Albany is such a large city that Johnstown doesn't seem so far away. I am surprised it took that long for what happened in New Albany to happen in Johnstown.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like it kind of stopped right there before you got
true.
into Johnstown.
That's
but
true.
now with Intel, Johnstown will begin to look like New Albany. And
Is your family still there?
my parents live in Alexandria, which is
so
just
right
outside, other side of
Yeah.
Johnstown. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're already being approached about land
Are you serious?
purchases. Yeah. Building. And,
Oh my gosh. So they want to just tear down and explode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof.
Tens of thousands of new homes will be in that area in the next 5 years. So,
That's insane.
yeah.
I guess I didn't realize it was.
So the schools have to be ready. The infrastructure has to be ready. I mean, it's going to be a mess. But
Yeah. Jobs, which is good,
Jobs. Yeah.
hopefully.
Jobs. And hopefully that the small businesses will be able to remain. One of my favorite pizza places in Johnstown. I hope it doesn't get
Which one is
devoured.
that?
Villa.
Mm-hmm. Been there.
Yeah.
They got a couple of bougie new places in there too.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Yeah.
not all. I'm an OG, so
Yeah.
I don't go to the bougie
That's true.
places. My classmate has the Dashing Diner downtown,
Okay.
so she owns that, and so I frequent that. But
Has that been there a long time, or is
it
that
has,
newer?
yeah, she's been there.
Okay.
Gosh, maybe 8 years or so.
Okay.
Yeah, doing very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's growing so much.
I know.
I like it out there.
I hope it keeps its heritage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't. New Albany lost it. I mean, gosh, when I was a kid, before New Albany happened, it was a quaint little town, and it had a feed mill in the middle. That's now a brewery, but
Which
it
one
was
is that? Is that sort of
Brewdog.
the corner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just a quiet, sleepy little place, and
I didn't ever go there. There was no reason to go there. I
Right.
worked at the New Albany Country Club.
yes, yeah,
Not a pleasant experience
Can't
in the locker
imagine.
room, I gotta say.
can't imagine.
It was bad. It was bad. I also worked at the Concourse Athletic Club
Oh,
by
yeah.
the airport,
Mm-hmm.
which is now demolished as well.
Yeah, the things that have changed since we were that age.
What was your first job then?
I was at Kroger as a bagger.
K. Rogers.
Uh-huh,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, as soon as I could. Like, I think it was either 14 and a half or 15 and a half that you could start working with a
Yeah.
permit. And as soon as I could,
did?
mom had an in at Kroger, and I went in there and they said, "You're hired." And I mean, this Kroger was about the size of this room, and they were still punching in numbers to ring people up.
Oh, gosh.
I had to drive to Delaware to learn how to use a newfangled scanner at the cash register.
We're so old.
Right? Yeah. And I had to drive and figure out how to work a scanner. And now I can scan my own groceries wherever I want because of that training.
Do you still bag as properly as you were trained?
It's funny you ask that because I
Okay.
do. It's because there's an art to it.
Okay.
And again, traditionalist coming out in me, I
Uh-huh.
use paper bags
Okay.
because they're sturdier
Yeah.
and because of their squareness.
Mm-hmm.
And I buy a lot of boxy things. You can make it work, right? You can just. It's like playing Tetris.
It's Tetris, yeah. I was going to say Jenga, but that's the wrong. You don't want
Well,
to do
if the
that.
bag rips at the bottom,
Then it's Jenga.
you're playing
Yeah.
Jenga. But it was a great start to a career.
Yeah.
Because during a course of an 8-hour shift, especially working the cash register, you'd come across every different type of person imaginable in your society, and how you treat them and how they react to you and treat you, you kind of gauge.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, whenever I meet someone, I can tell in an instant how that conversation and relationship's going to go.
So I'm
Because
an
of that.
asshole. That's basically.
Well, I
what
didn't
you're
want to say
saying.
it out loud.
That's okay. I got it for you.
But
It's on record.
you were like that 20 years ago.
I was, in fact. Yeah, so we met through the Columbus Youth Chorale.
Yeah.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
With Mark Hutzko, who's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Absolutely.
Seen him in years since. And
I got out of that world when I got into radio. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to stay in music.
yeah. So you did music in school and then just did that?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I had a teacher in 10th grade
Mm-hmm.
who heard me talk. It was a speech class.
Yeah.
And she put me on morning announcements. And when you're in 10th grade, the last thing you want to do is stand out, right? You just want to blend in.
Yeah.
So here I am doing morning announcements, like permanently. Like I was
Oh,
the
you did
morning
every day.
announcer.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I got to be the voice of the baseball team and the basketball team and the football team. And I really liked this a lot. I got comfortable with this. And so I got into farm broadcasting as soon as I graduated. I was going to Ohio State. I was working at WRFD as a farm broadcaster. I didn't have to be, really good. It was an AM station, and I was just kind of learning. But I got a call from the country station K95, and they asked me to come over and audition for a time slot on air. And
Okay.
when you're 18,
Oh, that's a big deal.
country music is a whole lot sexier than farm broadcasting, right?
Is it though?
It is. It is. It was back then. So I went over
Okay.
and I got that gig, and I had to change my name to Tyler Jacobs.
Interesting.
Yeah. And
Is that just for security?
I'm glad I did. Yeah.
Okay.
My boss kind of said, think of a different name to use. And
Yeah.
over the years, there were some people that, tried to become a little bit more acquainted with me than
Oh, that's weird.
I was comfortable with. Yeah.
But that's a thing, though.
It
People are
is.
drawn to voices.
Yeah.
My husband has a crazy mad crush on Ann Fisher.
Oh, who wouldn't?
I mean, she's wonderful.
Yeah.
She's wonderful. But it's also, her demographic is specifically men of a certain age. And I think it's because of her voice.
It is. Yeah. And there's personality to that too,
Yeah.
right? I mean, there's so much you can do, only so much you can do without being in front of a camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed that. I did that for 14 years.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever get tired of the music?
So there was a time we played the same song every 45 minutes.
Which one was that?
All the heavy
Oh, okay. Whatever was
current
big
popular
at the time.
songs, right? Because WNCI was doing that, and the guy that was running our station at the time used to run WNCI, Dave
Oh.
Robbins,
Okay.
and so he had the mentality of a top 40 station and put it on a country station. So we'd be playing Tim McGraw's My Next 30 Years every 45 minutes, and it would drive you insane. So eventually, you have to block it out.
What do you do during the time that a song is playing?
Well, it depends on the song. If it's really good, I crank it up because we have
Okay.
great speakers in there.
Yeah.
And you just
Yeah.
blow the walls off of that studio if you really like the song.
But
Sometimes you turn it down and you take calls, right? I mean, back
True.
then, not so
Call.
much anymore. I mean, very rarely do I hear someone calling into a radio station anymore. It's always the talent driving the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and they might read a text or a tweet or whatever. But back then, it was very heavily used. That
Request.
yeah, absolutely. So you'd record those and edit them, and then you'd play them in between the next couple of songs. And
I was a big fan of love songs on Sunny
John
95 when I was a
Simon's
kid. Yes, I
love
called in
songs
more
and
than a
nothing
few
but love
times.
songs.
He never seemed pleased to hear a child asking for
Probably not.
REO Speedwagons in my dreams.
You were way out of his demographic.
I was way
sure.
nerdier than I should have been at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but that was, I think we all kind of were when it comes to our passion. I called Chris Davis. He was doing 7 to Midnight on WNCI at the time.
Okay.
And I said, how did you get in? I was 12, 13. I said, how'd you get into this? And he goes, well, I went to school for broadcasting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that's
That kind of sunk it.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. That one conversation. He goes,
Yeah.
if you really want to do it, just work hard and you can do it. And
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you know him now?
nope.
Oh, that's amazing.
No.
Chris, if you're watching.
But that was kind of a catalyst that kind of lit the fire. And then that teacher telling me that I had something didn't hurt, obviously. So,
It's a big deal.
yeah.
You got to have those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That see something in you that you have no idea, right?
Or that you have a passion for and they're kind of like, yes,
Yeah.
you're on the right track.
I didn't know. I mean, like I said, music was in the works for me
Yeah.
there at the time. But shortly before that, I wanted to be an accountant. I mean, you just don't know. You have no idea until someone says,
Never shared that dream.
yeah, I know. Gosh, I can't believe I'm telling you this, but I carried a briefcase to school in 5th grade. And on my desk, I had an in and out box for homework. I mean, I was so organized. I was such a smart kid.
You were.
And I
Yeah.
wanted to be an accountant.
Okay.
I mean, Hermie wanted to be a dentist. I mean, there are worse things.
That's true. That's
when
true.
you're young to aspire to be.
I carried around a copy of Les Miserables with me in 4th
That does
and
not
5th grade.
surprise me
No.
at all.
With a little magnifying, I mean, it had to be even nerdier. I had a little magnifying glass because the print was so small that my grandma gave me. I don't know that I really understood it. I think I would just open it and hope that people would
Think that
she's
reading.
reading
Les
Victor
Mis.
Hugo in the 5th. She's
Crazy.
not really. She's listening to the music.
They don't need to know that.
And hoping the musical will just come out.
Yeah.
That was my first big musical I fell in love with. Yeah. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
Learned every word, knew every word, sung every word. Got dumped in 6th grade because my boyfriend said I had hooker boots when I sang Eponine in the school talent show.
Wow.
Crushed dreams.
Strong words for a 6th grader.
Yeah. He was just mean at that time. And he actually dumped me because I took him to see Pirates of Penzance. And then his friends made fun of him for seeing an opera. And I'm like, it's an operetta. It's different.
You got to correct them before
Get it
they
right.
screw it up.
And he's still one of my best friends in the world.
That's too funny. You still have the boots though, or are the boots gone?
I think they were mom's. Not that mom had hooker boots. They were.
She
they
did,
were-
obviously.
apparently.
She did.
They were like heel boots. They weren't even anything crazy.
Never seen hooker boots.
I don't.
I've seen nice boots that zip up to the thigh.
Sure. But I don't know why specifically. He was just being,
Pretty Woman probably didn't help.
She did. Yeah.
Right? Because she
had
zipped them up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Those are great
That's probably
boots.
where.
They were great boots.
I'm sure they were comfortable.
Do you remember much of choir?
Oh, gosh. I think about it a lot. I can't sing anymore. As weird as that sounds, I can't.
Everybody can.
I can't. Not like I used to.
Right.
I really enjoyed it, and I
Yeah.
put a lot of work into my voice back then. But gosh, 4-part choir, and even just for it, like 2 baritones and 2 basses singing Christmas music in an opera house in Johnstown. Those are times that I'll never forget.
It was magical.
That was great.
Do you remember singing? I don't remember what song it was, but we would go into the kind of the, what do they call it? The narthex, the lobby of Mays Hall, and just sing where the acoustics would
Yes.
just lift, and
Yeah.
it's just like all the hair on your arms standing on end.
Yeah.
I think it was my junior year, and I got cast in the musical. And I told him, like, I don't know that I'm going to be able to come to rehearsals. And he said, you have to make a choice. I just sobbed because I felt like I was letting him down. And he was so kind about it.
That's what music also taught me, is that I did solos, but you can't do that without everybody else in the room, right? And to be able to have to rely on other people in order to make something so spectacular. I do that at work now. I rely on my team and all my coworkers in order to get the job done. So there's a lot to be learned, and I do miss it. We had Mike Wigglesworth as a choir teacher, and now he's retired. And
What a name.
Yeah,
That's great.
Wiggs for short.
Yeah.
And he saw something in me, and he made me try out for all-state choir, and I was only the second student in Johnstown high school history to make all-state choir.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Those are kind of things I don't forget.
Yeah.
But I do miss it, and I found an old tape from my senior year where we recorded. For those who don't know what a tape is,
Joe, do you know what a tape is? This is how we filter everything. Oh, he does. See, but Joe is a little more worldly than other 21-year-olds.
Does Joe know how to fix said cassette should it come unraveled?
Joey? If it comes unraveled, how do you fix a cassette tape?
I can confirm he has a pencil.
Okay. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, that's good.
Proud of. See, But again, he's different than. We'll wait till our intern gets here and then we'll ask him.
I'm sure it'll be a different answer.
And mixtapes. That came up on another podcast.
Yeah.
I miss mixtapes so much.
I used to record the radio, right? And then I would try to talk over the intro like, this is back when I was a kid. I was trying to play DJ.
Yeah.
You're bringing back all this stuff.
This is like a therapy
It
podcast.
is. Yeah, I needed this. Thank you.
No, that's what
But I would try to hit what's called the post. The post is when the intro ends and the singer begins. And I would practice that, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it just leads right into the vocals starting.
They called me Mr. Postman. I got to be so good at it at the radio station.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's so
I'm
much
realizing
fun.
just how weird of a kid I was talking
Oh, well,
to you.
yeah. That's
Appreciate that.
that's what I try to do with.
And you bring out
It's
the
called
weird in
Speak
people.
Easily about how nerdy you were as a child, really. We just shortened it to
Fitting
Speak
right in.
Easily.
The sign wouldn't be big enough.
It is
Yeah.
what we should have put after
Yeah,
it.
for
No, I think though that's like, for most creatives, it does start young.
Yeah.
Like you find something that may not end up being your thing, but it starts really young. Like, was your family involved in arts at all?
No.
So you were the anomaly.
Yeah.
They were farmers.
They were farmers, and my mom married my stepdad, who was an insurance agent, which is a little more exciting than an accountant.
Yeah.
So no. But when I did that stuff as a kid, I didn't know why. I just what I wanted to do. It's what made me happy.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah. Got a brother, younger brother, and an older sister. So.
Okay. Are they artsy at all? Have they found any of that? No?
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was raised on music. There was no choice. That was the normal thing to do, was to go to the funeral home with mom as she sang which is weird, but shows and musicals and instruments and things like that. Yeah. So that was all normal life to me.
I always liked music. Like when I was real little, my alarm, I had a Mickey Mouse alarm clock, and it had a sleep timer on it, and then it had an alarm. So I would go to sleep to the radio, and I'd wake up to the radio. I loved music.
What station?
Back then it was WNCI.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get into country until my freshman year of high school.
Okay.
But it was, we built this city.
Oh, yeah.
The 80s, just the good.
Oh, the good stuff.
Yeah.
I actually got to sing that in Rock of Ages.
Did you?
I did. I was the evil villain in that one.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It was the one and only time that I got called a bitch on stage. It was wonderful. The audience was trashed every night from the back of the house. Someone's like, bitch. I'm like, I have made
you were
it.
wearing your bitch boots, so that makes
Apparently,
sense.
I
Yeah.
boots for every occasion.
Yeah.
All the occasions. So you went to OSU then
Yeah.
for broadcasting?
Broadcast journalism, which does not exist anymore as
It
a major.
doesn't. Why?
Don't know. It's one of those majors that kind of
Still
went
a
away.
thing.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but we're seeing automation and consolidation so much in that industry that there aren't there aren't as many opportunities now
Not
as there
pleased
were
about
back
that.
then.
Yeah.
Kind of the way the world has gone. But there's still a Central Ohio School of Broadcasting if people are interested in. I'd lead them that direction if they show an interest. But yeah, so nothing at Ohio State like that.
Did you intend solely on radio, or were you looking to television, or
face for radio. Yeah, I wouldn't. Have you seen this? I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. But yeah, radio.
Did they have you focus on both, or you got to pick?
No, I was only on TV for like toy drives, and
okay.
if concert was coming, I had an announcement to make. They'd put me on TV for a little bit. But
Did you
I'm on TV more now than I was back
That's true.
then. So
Yeah, you worked your way.
I guess so.
You didn't have a choice.
I guess not.
Did you enjoy your experience at Ohio State?
I did.
Yeah.
The college life wasn't for me, but for what it was, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was a little actually so nervous about campus that I went to OSU Newark for the first year.
Okay. Because that's a big jump from a class of 90.
Oh my, yeah.
It intimidated me.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to go there. I'm like, that's
so.
too big.
I kind of got my feet wet that way. And,
Okay.
And
Went to the NERC.
yeah,
Do they really say NERC?
they do say NERC
They
High.
do.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
In Lancaster.
Well, I mean, it's such a long word. Newark.
My GPS shortened IKEA way, WY. Like, it's one letter.
Right.
Is that an actual abbreviation? Can we fact check that?
There's no way they abbreviate.
If there's an abbreviation for way and it's just double, are you serious? My gosh, people are lazy.
Next, you're going to tell me they abbreviate boulevard. It's just.
They do.
Oh.
Yeah, boulevard. Boulevard.
Got it.
Period. Yes. So then from OSU, where'd you go from there?
Started full time at the radio station.
Okay.
I was 19 years old and I got the 7 to midnight gig.
Oh, wow.
And that was fun. Because you're young. You don't have hours.
No, you don't sleep.
No, I had a routine where I'd go get, again, I was young. I'd go get fast food. Mm-hmm. I'd go home and I'd watch Conan O'Brien. Or when I got to be of age, it was myself, Drew Hansen, who was the night person at WNCI, along with Fish, and Blazer, who was at the Blitz. And we called ourselves the Overnight Revolution. And we'd go to the continent back then.
Yes.
And we'd close down Crazy Louie's in Yucatan.
Oh, my gosh. I remember
Like, we would
that
close
place.
it down. I'd be there until 4 a.m.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'd go home and sleep and get ready for the next day. But again, young.
Well, and
stupid.
you're on that schedule. And
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
I can't. I mean, if it's 8 o'clock now, I'm done. I'm done.
Now, I'm a late nighter. But that's the time, as a mom, that's like the only time that I get. Like, everybody go away. I need to feel like
just give you an hour.
And then usually I sit there like, why am I awake? Why am I doing this? I'm so tired.
I require 7 or 8 hours. So
I should.
Yeah.
I don't. I was up at 3 o'clock this morning, like ready to go.
Insane.
I didn't stay awake, but it took a while to get back. Because then I start thinking.
That's not healthy.
It's not healthy. No, I start planning like, oh, I should have done this. Oh, I need to do this. No, I wonder if I should look this up. I wonder who sang this song in 1977. I mean, those are the things that happen.
But your best ideas come then too. I have an iPad by the bed.
Yeah.
And if I have an idea that comes to me, I'll just write it down. That way I can go to sleep and wake up and then I'll look at it and I'll not realize why in the world I wrote that down.
Yeah. Are they good ideas?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for projects or people or
just
things?
I do a lot of marketing and PR, and if an idea comes around that I think might catch, we were in Washington, D.C. last week, and I dreamed of a TikTok that we did on the Hill, and I made that TikTok come to
that's
reality.
cool.
So I wrote down how it was going to go.
Yeah.
And I was relying on 100 people to get it right, and they did. So
okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
How do you feel about the TikTok?
So if you're worried about TikTok knowing everything about you and the country that it's derived from, you better go ahead and take your cell phone out and smash it now because they already know everything about you that they need to know.
Yeah. No, I'm
and I am too. I don't microchip me, but I mean, that's as close as you're going to get to knowing everything about me. Mm-hmm. They know my birthday, my age. Mm-hmm. They know where I had dinner last night.
Where'd you have dinner last night?
Well, we actually at home last night. I wanted to go out. My wife's like, no, I want to stay home. And so we went to the store and got the ingredients for quesadillas.
Quesadillas.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. What do you put on your quesadilla?
Plain. I'm so picky.
Just cheese.
Remember the whole seafood thing? I'm picky as can be. So chicken and cheese.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Do you dip it in anything at least?
Barbecue.
Okay.
Yeah. My wife's buffalo. I'm barbecue.
Okay. I love buffalo.
Yeah.
I got a recipe for a buffalo chicken soup. We'll see. It's questionable.
Yeah, the consistency of that might be. No, the dip is
the dip is fantastic.
Good, yeah.
So good.
But the soup, I don't know.
I don't know. We're going to try it because it's buffalo, and I'll do buffalo anything. Buffalo cauliflower. Have you had that?
No, you can't fool me. Mom tried to make me a meatloaf out of turkey, and I said no.
It's not a replacement.
It is a replacement. It absolutely is a replacement.
If you know you're replacing it.
You do by the first bite. I mean, it's not good.
But you're not thinking, this is going to taste like chicken when you're eating cauliflower. You're well aware of the thing that's happening. You just have to tell yourself.
I'm not doing it, no.
So you don't substitute. You are.
Oh, gosh, no.
Turkey bacon is of the devil.
Absolutely is.
I love turkey bacon.
No. It doesn't squiggle or fry up the way that bacon does.
It doesn't, but it's good. I accidentally turned my kids to the dark side of that. My husband is pissed.
I bet.
Yeah. Like they'll eat bacon, but they prefer turkey bacon.
Gosh.
I don't know. It was just easier.
I'm not dogging it because obviously I represent poultry and turkey farmers. So I'm not saying that no one should eat it. Just saying it's not for me.
It's not. It's okay. It's all right. And ground turkey
No.
as opposed to ground.
No.
Okay.
No.
Now I don't eat cow, so that's
Okay.
I don't have an option there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that I do substitute.
Yeah. I partake in all the proteins.
All except fish.
Yeah. All the landlocked proteins.
Right.
Yeah.
But you could put a fish on the land.
For a second.
Yeah.
Things that walk.
Things that walk.
I'll do that.
Okay.
2 or 4 legs.
What's the weirdest thing you've eaten?
Alligator.
Is it good?
No.
It's not.
I mean, no. It
Is
was
tough?
tough.
Yeah.
Someone told me, it was my boss. We were down in New Orleans, and he knew how picky I was, and he's like, "Just try this." Okay. And it's a red meat, very red meat.
Okay.
And it was chewy, and it didn't taste like chicken at all. It tasted like alligator.
Oh, they said it tasted like chicken?
Yeah.
Is that just
That's
a
how he
go-to?
sold it to me. I think so.
I feel like that's a go-to.
Yeah.
Like duck is fantastic.
It is, but it doesn't taste like chicken.
It does not taste like chicken.
It's a different
What
consistency.
does? Frog legs.
Never had frog legs.
They're delish.
Yeah.
It's like a greasy chicken. I had them in Kentucky. Shocker. But yeah.
We had rabbit at home when I was a kid on the farm.
Okay.
Didn't care for that either.
Now,
No.
what is that like?
Tastes like chicken, but it's just got a little gaminess to it.
Okay.
And I can't get past gamey.
So squirrel or deer, you're not
Yeah.
not really.
I appreciate people that do.
Yeah.
But it's not for me.
And I don't
Yeah.
think I'd want rabbit. That would make me feel bad. Yeah.
I got the National Bison Association sent me a care package a couple months ago. And so I've got bison in the freezer, and I can't wait to
Ooh.
try that.
What do you do with that?
Just like you
Just
treat it
like-
like ground beef.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ground bison.
Mm-hmm.
Bison burgers are a thing.
Right. They are. Ted's Montana Grill there
Yeah.
in the Arena District makes a pretty dang good bison burger. So
That's amazing.
leaner, supposed to be healthier for you.
That's weird because they're like so
Right?
hefty and
But they're very muscular, right? So
yeah, that's true. That's true. So now, what is your title of where you are now?
I'm the Senior Director of Communications for Ohio Farm Bureau.
The OFB.
Mm-hmm.
I was acquainted with the Ohio Farm Bureau because I worked at COSI for several years back. A couple of years ago, a long time before
Farm
children.
days.
Yep, we did farm days and we did the Ohio Ag Show. And I did the Kentucky Ag Show. So it was a full 50-minute production, just me and the talking horse, not Elmer. It was Derby. But we talked about farming and how everything goes. I was a chef, so I was making a pizza. And we talked about how everything comes from the ground to make the pizza.
Yeah.
And Derby would throw in facts, and we had videos. The video was hilarious because it was an Amish area cheese factory. And so the video showed, just how the cheese is made. And then really awkward woman gets on. And she's like, this is the cutting room. This is the room where we cut the cheese.
She
The
sure did,
teachers
yeah.
lost it. The kids had no idea what
No.
was funny about it. Because apparently that had lost. I think that's back. Joe, do you know that phrase? Again, fact checking. Cut the cheese.
Yeah, cut the cheese.
It came back. But there was a long time that the kids didn't say that. And the teachers would just turn back into 12-year-old children and lose it at that. Then there was the one show, not for me, but my show partner, where Derby died
Oh,
halfway through.
oh goodness.
So he's just like, we go to the farm. And everybody just freaked out. 500-pound talking animatronic horse.
Wow.
He was a lot. Yeah. But it was a cool association with the Farm Bureau and made me appreciate I am not a farm girl. I grew up in suburbs all of my life. So it was just kind of nice to bring that back. And especially
they brought the tractors on
Yeah.
property at COSI, and so you got to see the equipment we're using
Yep.
and all the technology that goes into
they
food
still do
production.
it, don't they?
Yeah, well, I think so.
Post-COVID probably. But I loved those.
Yeah,
And so many kids that it's like a dream for little kids
It is.
to see all of that.
they want to
cool
hop up,
equipment.
and but it's important to have those conversations with consumers too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why a lot of the work we do at Farm Bureau is reaching out to those that don't understand food production, giving them a better understanding of what we're able to do with fewer acres to provide for more people. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
That's a lot.
it's a challenge.
Yeah. So what do you in your job then do? A lot of PR marketing and then you're on the mic a lot probably
Yeah,
too.
I hosted my own podcast this morning before I came over here.
Okay.
So,
So you're all warmed. You're vocally
I
warmed.
am. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
But I do interviews.
Mm-hmm.
I am the interviewee. It's very strange in a full day. But we have a publication called Our Ohio that I write for.
Okay.
I write all the news releases for the organization. These little one-offs tomorrow, I'm hosting the U.S. State Department is coming to Columbus with 21 foreign reporters as part of their foreign press corps. And I'm bringing them to a farm in Marion County tomorrow, and we're going to talk agriculture with people from all over the globe.
That's incredible.
So, yeah, those types of things.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So would you ever work on a farm?
Would I? Yes.
Okay.
Could I? Probably not. Getting started, the capital needed and
Yeah.
the resources, it takes a lot. And if my family were still in it and it was easier to pass down to me, yes. But unfortunately, that wasn't my case. And so this is the next best thing. I'm still able to work with farmers every single day and represent them on a national scale in some cases. But I enjoy doing this. But I think given the chance, I would have been a farmer.
What would you have farmed?
I'd have done corn, beans, and wheat, row crops.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you enjoy being out in the sun? And
Oh gosh,
taking
being
in all
outside, yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's all challenging. But when you get into livestock, there are a whole set of other challenges, and dairy in particular. There's a lot to think about, and sometimes things are good and sometimes things aren't. We had a crisis in the mid '80s where interest rates were above 20% and land values were junk, and we had to sell the dairy farm when I was a kid.
That's scary.
It was. It was literally life-changing. So that was, I had to sit through some of the worst parts of agriculture. But despite that, still have a strong urge to be a part of the industry.
Yeah.
So
did you get to milk the cows often?
no, I helped.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're 8 and younger, there's only so much you can do.
Kind of want you out of the way, probably a little bit more.
But I'd bottle feed the calves before the bus came.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
They are.
I learned yesterday, this is ironic, my eldest is afraid of cows.
Huh.
And I was like, why?
They're fun.
They said, I'm scared that I'm going to wake up and there's going to be a cow over me. Like, I don't think it would do anything to you.
It might lick your face.
Right. Like, they're incredibly sweet.
Yeah.
Aren't they a general
For the
nature?
most part, yeah.
I mean, like,
there are certain breeds that are so docile that they're your best friend.
Yeah. I like cows.
Yeah.
Though I'm probably allergic. I'm allergic to everything.
Well,
that's what kept me from.
Only one way to find out.
That's true.
Got to get you a cow there at the house and put it in the backyard.
The dogs might not like that.
Oh, the dogs wouldn't mess with the cow.
That's true. It's a little big. Do you have animals at home?
Yeah, we do. I'm a dog person, but my wife is a cat person. So we have 2 cats and a dog.
Okay. What kind of dog?
He's a Rhodesian Ridgeback Boxer mix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big?
Medium.
Okay.
Like the Boxer knocks him down. The Rhodesian, they're big dogs, but the Boxer brings him down a tick. He's just right.
Yeah.
He is.
How many? Like
good puppy.
60 pounds?
40.
40?
45.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So even smaller. We have poodles in the house. So
we had poodles growing up.
45.
Yeah.
I love poodles.
Yeah.
They're good dogs.
The golden doodle is my next puppy.
Next one.
Yeah. I only want one at a time. We cost a lot to board them and feed them.
Yeah.
So
our second one was a COVID decision.
Yeah.
She's a little nutty, but we like her anyway.
Never liked cats, but our orange cat has taken to me. I'm his person.
Okay.
Whenever I sit or lay down, he is right up in my face. Yeah.
That's not a normal cat thing, really, is it?
I don't know.
I don't do cats.
You saying I'm just that kind of person? They're attracted to me. I mean, he wants nothing but to rub up against my beard.
Oh, maybe you're a scratching.
Kind of annoying. I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, cats love me because I don't like them.
Yeah, that's what I've decided too.
Yep. I had a roommate that had a cat that hated literally everyone, including her some of the time.
Wow.
That would just sit by me and just stare. And so we'd just look at each other every now and then like.
You had a mutual understanding.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to touch you because I won't be able to breathe if I do that.
Right.
So.
And hopefully she won't touch you.
Mm-hmm. She did a couple of times. And it was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fine. No. Can't do the cat thing.
No.
So what are your favorite parts that you get to do? Because it sounds like your work is every day is something a little bit
It
different.
is. That's the best part.
Oh, yeah.
You wake up and you don't know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
That's, and there are so many misconceptions about agriculture.
Mm-hmm. What are the biggest ones?
That farmers don't really care for the planet, right? People think that farmers don't take the environment into account when they do their job, and it's just the
They
opposite.
have to,
Absolutely.
don't they?
Well, it's in
How
order
else
to
is it gonna
survive.
work?
Yeah. So that's a huge misconception.
You went a little country there too. Survive. I heard that come
Yeah,
out.
I don't know. I don't mean
Does
to.
the accent come out?
I don't know. I don't have an accent that I know of.
You might.
That I know of.
You might.
But and that farmers only work 2 months a year, right? Harvest and planting, and that's all they do. And there's a lot of misconceptions.
Interesting.
Yeah, about how safe our food supply is, about how abundant our food supply is.
Because it's not really, is
About
it?
how much money farmers make.
They don't make any money, do they?
No.
Is it? I know this is a terrible thought, but is it kind of a dying industry?
So we are losing. We just got a new census back about agriculture. We're losing the number of farms, but we are gaining the number of new and beginning farmers.
Okay.
So there's some hopeful things in this data
Yeah.
that show us that hopefully we're going to start skewing younger. The average age of the farmer is 59, right? So we need younger people to get involved in order to maintain, agriculture for generations to come. So
And that's a good shift,
struggle.
too. Like new generation, new ideas, new concepts, new science.
but connecting those younger farmers to the older farmers aging out is one of the biggest challenges because if they don't find each other, the family, the next generation of the farmer aging out may not have an interest in agriculture, and the first thing they're going to want to do is sell the land and develop it. Where if the farmer finds someone that is interested, that farmer really wants to keep that land in agriculture.
Yeah.
If the kids don't want to be in agriculture, that's their prerogative.
Right.
But if they find someone that wants to take over the farm and maintain it, that's the best case scenario.
So for places like Intel coming in, is there land specified for agriculture that's being taken over, and there's no option for the farmers?
Well, you look at how much they're getting.
Yeah.
There's no option. I mean, that's a lot of money, and you can't turn it down. So
That's a hard decision.
It is.
Very big conundrum.
But almost all the farmers that I know in that area that have either been pushed out or land has been taken, has been purchased from them, not taken from them.
Yeah.
They sold the land. They have every right to do that. They're buying land somewhere else to continue the farm.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Right.
So it's not just let's move to Rio and
Yes. No.
yeah.
No. So we're not losing them as farmers. We're losing that land. Once you lose land, you'll never get it back.
Right.
No matter what.
No.
I mean, once it's gone,
No.
it's gone. But
What do farmers do at retirement, or is there a retirement for farmers?
some farmers don't know that word
yeah,
and what it means.
you just work till you die.
Yeah.
Wow.
But some, I know a few farmers that, have gone to the beach and they have a cocktail in their hands whenever they can, and they're able to enjoy the last few years of their life. Both my grandparents, sets of grandparents didn't, retire. They just kept working. But yeah, you can learn something from that because grandma always wanted to travel
Yeah.
and grandpa always wanted to work. So when I'm done working, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna
Where would you
have
move?
some fun. I'd stay in Ohio, but I'd just travel more.
Yeah. Where would you go?
My wife wants to go overseas.
Okay.
So as long as there's a McDonald's nearby, I'll be fine.
I think you'll be okay.
I think I will.
Yeah.
But she wants to take me to the Rockies. I've never been to the Rockies. Yeah, I'm not very traveled.
No.
No. Went on vacation to Myrtle Beach and to Florida, and I travel for my job. But when you go to a conference, you're at the
You're just
hotel and
there.
the conference
Yeah.
center and
You're like,
back. You're not really doing anything. So she wants to take me out west.
Nice.
But yeah,
You would love it.
Prince Edward Island in Canada. She was a big Anne of Avonlea fan.
Oh,
So we'll do that.
that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do things like that.
Okay.
Knock off her bucket list.
Nice.
I don't care where we go as long as she's with me. But
Aw. Well, now, what does she do?
well, she is an office manager at the dance studio my daughter was at for 15 years. So
And your daughter is very into dance, it seems.
yeah. Still.
Yeah.
She's on the hip hop team at Miami,
Okay.
but going to school for early childhood education. So
God bless her.
third, fourth,
Woof.
second, third, fourth grade. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah.
But again, I never led my kids one way or another because I found my passion and everything just came along with it. And when I put in the work, that's something you'd love, the success follows. So for both my kids, she may never teach in the classroom.
Yeah.
But along that path, she'll find something else that
Yep.
she'll be able to do and do successfully.
Yeah.
So
What is your son looking toward?
he is going to DACC right now for construction technology.
Good. Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
We need that.
Yeah. And he knows that.
Yeah.
He's very, very smart.
Good.
And he, for 16, he knows about the market factors and he understands the need for what he's going into and that he can write his own check here when he's 20 years old. So he knows that.
I wish that would have been implemented more when we were growing up. Because I don't know what Johnstown was like, but at least at Gahanna, there was this sense of like, you go to university.
Yeah.
That is success. Anything else is not.
Right.
So like technical programs were not touted. They were not advertised. They were not encouraged. And community college was not encouraged,
Right.
which is so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to make money?
I
Don't
think
go to college.
That whole conversation's changed.
Yeah.
And, I'm not attributing it all to one person, but Mike Rowe and what he's doing with getting people to understand that there are great careers in agriculture, in construction, in these dirty jobs that he talks about, that people are starting to realize that that's not a bad thing.
It's great.
You can make a living,
Yeah.
an honest living, and do very well for yourself as a plumber, as an HVAC, as a
The money they make.
yeah.
Wish I would have been interested in that.
Yeah.
Because theater pays so well.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure it does.
So
don't you have to pay to do it? Yeah,
I don't. I
there's
can't.
a loss there. It's in parentheses.
Yeah.
But even I would have gone into welding if I'd known that
That's huge. Isn't it?
6 figures out of high school. Yeah.
Jeez. And it's all there. It's the training.
Yep.
And you get it and you do it.
Yeah. And you're in the right place.
Yeah.
Look how Columbus,
Right.
it's nonstop.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look, if you go downtown, you can't look 360 and not see a crane where something's being developed, where all those jobs are going to be needed.
Yep.
And it's not just short term. This is going to be happening for an entire generation.
Yep.
And my son wants to be a part of that.
That's
and
great.
I'm proud of him.
What does he want to do then specifically?
He has no idea.
That's
He's
okay.
he's a junior, so
He's got
next year is where he's going to figure out what do I really like. Do I like pounding a hammer and a nail, or do I like roofing? Do I like HVAC? Do I like plumbing, electrical? It could be anything.
Do they get to do all of that at the Career Center
Yeah.
then? Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they built sheds they're selling right now. So
That's so cool.
yeah, so he was a team lead, and they put a roof on it and
Okay.
put the frame and the drywall up and the soffits, and yeah,
Cool
it's
thing.
nuts.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Does he like to do stuff around the house then?
No, because we don't pay him.
Ah.
Yeah,
Well, there's that.
yeah.
You know.
I mean, room and board, but he
You're like,
that's
"Do you want dinner?
It's not
Go fix
enough.
it."
Yeah, it's not enough. He did make his girlfriend a really nice jewelry rack
cool.
that goes on
Okay.
her wall. So it's got little hooks and
Yeah.
stuff for your bracelets and necklaces.
Oh,
and-
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Does he enjoy
he's very
woodworking
handy.
then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I wish I were good at that. I'm just not.
I was not. I made a candlestick holder for my grandma, and I made an ashtray for my grandpa. He had a pipe. He smoked half and half tobacco in. So that's about as handy and crafty as I was able to get.
I think we made they made us take industrial arts, I think they
Yeah.
called it
Yeah.
in middle school.
Yeah.
I made a bench. I think Mom put a plant on it for years. It might still be around.
That's where I made the candlestick. It
Yeah.
was a wall mount
Okay.
candlestick holder.
Yeah, like the old.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, but they also made you take home ec. So you took
Yeah.
shop
Uh-huh.
and you took home ec.
Yeah, we did too.
Yeah. And
I
I
was
had to
not
make
good at either.
I made a guitar pillow.
Guitar pillow.
Well, that you had to choose what pattern you wanted to make.
Oh.
And guitar, even though it was a
Yeah.
pink guitar, it was still the coolest thing because
Oh,
it was
of
a
course.
guitar.
Yeah.
So I made I don't know, it's probably not around anymore, but
No.
yeah.
We had to make boxer shorts. Because those were kind of the trend at the time.
Yeah.
Like everybody just wore boxer shorts and T-shirts.
Yeah, I don't know if I could make boxer shorts.
I mean, the strings were hanging off of mine. I think I got a B on it. I am a horrific seamstress.
Yeah.
Horrific. Even then.
The
Like-
pedal's so touchy.
Yeah.
I blame the machine.
It just never would always get backed up, and then it just never went, even though it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
right? And then here I have created this child of mine who is incredible, comes out with this jacket of all of these patterns. Yeah, Petra showed me how to do the sewing machine. Like,
Wow.
so meanwhile, my son's giving the pillow, can you fix my pillow? And I'm like, can you fix my coat? It's great. It's great. I didn't have that. I couldn't do it in college. It was bad in costume class. I got kicked off of sewing.
Wow.
Yeah, she put me on ironing duty.
I'm not crafty.
No,
No. I
What are
enjoy the work, but
yeah, it's just not.
yeah, I don't have any. I mean, hobbies. Golf is a hobby, I guess,
Okay.
but
You did sports in school, didn't you?
golf. That's all I
Golf.
did. Yeah.
Okay.
I was born without a left hip, so I couldn't be very athletic.
Okay.
So just had that hip replaced back in December.
I saw that. How was that?
It was better than I thought.
Okay. What's the recovery like on that?
6 to 8 weeks. Yeah.
Just off your feet?
No,
Re-
that's
like on a
rehab
walker kinda thing?
Well, you start out with a walker, and then you get to a cane, and then you
Jeez.
do physical therapy. But I'm getting
So
on
it's
better
good
than I
now.
ever have. Yeah.
And that, I mean, what did that, was it painful before or just?
Yeah. Every day.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. I would do just any menial task, and I would start hurting. So.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. I walked the mall last week in D.C. and walked up Capitol Hill and back, and no pain at all. It's
That's
completely
awesome.
different. Completely different.
And nice to be in our not young ages anymore.
Right.
To have,
I do feel like I've gained 10 years
That's
of
awesome.
my life. Yeah.
And you don't have to do anything more with it. Like this
No.
is,
It might outlast me.
wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is cool.
Do you have pins and such?
I've got
are you
screws.
metallic
And, yeah. Well, the stem is titanium. The ball is ceramic, and the socket is plastic.
That's so
So 3 different types of material.
COSI used to do live hip replacement and knee surgery
I
for
couldn't-
students to
Couldn't watch it.
No?
No.
You get squeamish?
A little bit. When
Okay.
when I see the hammer coming out, jamming that stem into your femur, there's something about that I don't want to know about.
I think it's kind of fascinating. It doesn't bother me as much.
My wife swore she heard the hammer going at my leg because she was just in the waiting room on the other side of the
Oh,
wall.
gosh. I mean, you're out, I hope, right? They
Yeah,
knock you
oh,
out for
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Like, you're not up like,
Yeah.
so where are you going now?
Really? No, they put you completely out.
Ugh.
But you have you up walking right after the surgery. So
You
an
kinda
hour
have
after
to, though,
surgery.
don't you?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
to
yeah.
get things moving.
So I had to walk across the hall and back, and then up some stairs, and then I was home the same day though. I mean, it was
Oh, my
outpatient.
gosh.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they have what they need for it.
Yeah. Pretty soon it's going to be a do-it-yourself kit. Just
I
at
hope
home.
not.
Yeah, it will.
With society the way it is, I don't want to see the outcomes. of
AI
that.
will. You can actually probably 3D your own hip
Probably.
at home and
yeah.
then just
And then just have someone get a
pop
partner.
it in and out. Right.
Partner A, it's like an IKEA kit.
Well, we played Operation as a kid. It's just a bigger version.
What did I learn? They have at-home colonoscopies now. Yeah. Yeah, my doctor told me about that. And I was like,
Is it Cologuard?
maybe?
I did that.
You did?
Well, it's better than the actual thing.
How?
Do you really want to know how it works?
Here we are.
You get a box, you put something in the box, you send the box back.
Okay. You don't have to go through the whole drink and everything?
No,
Oh, so maybe that is better.
it is better.
It just sounded really awful. Like she didn't explain it, so I let my
The
imagination
most awkward
go.
part is that they have all the Cologuard logos on the box, and you have to take it to UPS, and they know
Oh.
what's in it.
Well, shit.
Yeah, and so that's awkward.
Yeah.
because you can't. You're like,
Like here's some
here
stuff.
you go.
Oh.
See ya, and you get turn and run
Oh,
out the door.
gosh. I mean, it's a good thing. Get your colonoscopies. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I have
Oh.
another year and a half before I get to get mine.
Yeah, I just fit the criteria where I could do mine at home,
Okay.
and I took that option.
You took that up. Maybe I will then. Yeah. My doctor and I just had that age conversation. It was a lot of fun.
No,
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 it's not fun.
it's a reality pill that we all have to swallow,
True.
along with all the other pills we're taking because we're so damned old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you feel your age though?
Do I feel my age? I don't know what my age is supposed to feel like. I don't think any of us do. I think if I were to look at someone my age that probably lives a healthier life and does jog and work out and all that, I probably feel older than my age. I'd probably look older than my age.
Yeah.
I'm kind of okay with that because I feel good.
Yeah.
And I
Especially
feel
with a new hip.
right. I'm not trying to be someone I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to impress anybody. Married with kids, I haven't have to impress anybody ever. But I feel really good, and this new hip isn't hurting things. I feel a lot younger, and I'm able to do a lot more. So
That is very helpful.
yeah,
For sure.
So I think I feel just about right.
Yeah. It's always weird to think, well, first off, I never remember how old I am. I don't know if that's age or stupidity. It could be a combination of both. It's also because my birthday is later than everybody else's of my year.
Yep.
So when I was in school, everybody turned that age before I did. And so then I just assumed that I was the same age. So right now I think I'm 44. I'm not yet. I have another 4 months for
And
that.
see, I was the oldest of my class. I was the first
Okay.
one to drive,
Okay.
first one to vote.
When's your birthday?
September 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just under the wire then.
Yeah. So that was kind of nice. But Facebook is a great way to gauge. You look at your classmates and how they're aging,
Yeah.
and sometimes you think, "Oh crap, do I look that bad?" But then some of them are like, they haven't changed. Like you haven't changed a bit since high school.
I'm still as immature.
Well,
I'm trying to.
emotionally and physically.
Yes.
I mean, you have not aged, and
I have.
Do you remember I had a full head of hair, and
Well, that doesn't happen to ladies as often.
No, I understand, but you haven't changed. I could pick you out in a crowd. I was out in Johnston, my hometown,
Yeah.
and I was walking down Main Street, and my ex-girlfriend passed me, and she didn't recognize me.
Huh.
I bought her dinner, and she looked me square in the eye, and just either she didn't want to talk to me,
Yeah.
or I think that she didn't know. I really sincerely believe she didn't
Yeah.
know who I was.
I do say that Facebook is helpful for that.
It is.
That it's sad to say that social media has helped us know who these people are.
Yeah.
Have you gone to reunions at all?
We haven't had any.
Oh, you haven't had any?
Yeah, we had one. We had a 10-year,
Eh.
but nothing since.
Interesting.
Yeah, but why do you need one? Right? I already know what everybody's doing.
That's true. But it did bring some people out that weren't in the social media land.
Yeah, I guess.
But it also was cool to have a friend of mine who struggled in high school and was bullied because of people being anti-gay and scared of it, have now understood who this person was then and who this person is now. And he's just like, it's so good to get to know these people sort of for the first time and that they're not as awful as they seem to be.
We all grow out of it. We mostly
Hopefully.
grow out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's cool to see people and how they've changed and how they've developed, and some of them haven't, but
No.
for the most part, some of them have.
I made a lot of friends in a lot of different categories in high school, right? I was kind of that, I kind of floated between all the different groups. And I appreciated that. And my son's the same way. My daughter was the same way, is that we didn't get into a clique. We kind of, we weren't popular, but we knew where we fit in, and we would, we got an idea of what everybody was like. You know, the smart kids in that group are a little bit different than the kids that are athletic, than the kids that are a little bit rough around the edges. But I got along with all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, it was the same.
And I think that's a good lesson for people.
That's the way to be.
For our society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't really have to fit in to
No.
anything.
No.
I don't think I ever did. I just kind of liked everybody and
Yeah.
went from there.
I wouldn't categorize myself in any particular group. I'm just kind of there.
There. And at our high school, theater was the cool thing to do. So we just sort of became cool by association.
Hey.
Which, okay, sure. But
I was not. I mean, choir and golf don't get you a lot of points in high school.
they did at ours.
They didn't for us.
The arts was big in Gahanna. It still is to this day. And a lot of my students do show choir and theater and are prom queen. So it's apparently a thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, don't do theater for the rest of your life, I'll tell you that.
Being on the radio in Columbus gave me a little bit of street cred for
Yeah.
class reunion, though. My 10-year,
Oh, there
it was,
you go.
yeah.
That is cool.
It was, yeah. I'm like, hey.
Did your kids ever hear you on the radio?
No.
Okay.
We have old air check tapes from
Yeah.
back then. But they see me do my work now. But never
Do you have
heard me on the
recordings
radio.
from when you were young? Like from some of your first?
I don't know. I doubt
They've
it.
got to be out there.
I doubt it. Yeah, I don't know.
You should find them. That's your homework.
I don't know if I want to.
No?
No,
I think it'd be fun.
I don't know. I'd embarrass myself a little bit.
Hear how much you've grown, though.
Yeah.
That's why we listen to that.
Yeah, my kids do get a kick out of listening to those old air checks and hearing the stories that I have of that time in country radio. So
The country days.
yeah,
What was the station? K95? Was it
K95. Yeah,
I wasn't a country fan, but I remember. And you all were in the same studio as WNCI? And
no, we were separate.
Oh,
So
separate.
yeah,
Okay.
so WNCI had WCOL. That was their country station.
Okay.
And then we had QFM 96 and
Got it.
K95.
Okay.
So I'd be across the hall from Wags and Elliott back then, right? And hear all their shenanigans. And we'd be over here just minding our own business playing country music. So
Just shut the doors and
Yeah.
have your own world.
two completely different morning
Oh,
shows.
very different.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We had fun,
That's great.
but different kind of fun.
So if people want to find you and know what you're doing and learn more about agriculture and all that good stuff, where can they find it?
Yeah. So main website for Farm Bureau is ohiofarmbureau.org. And that's got a plethora of information.
Huge.
Yeah. About what we do, why we do it, who we represent. And then, of course, I'm on Facebook. So you can find me there. But I recommend TikTok. We're the most followed state farm bureau on TikTok in the country.
Okay.
I started that a little over a year and a half ago,
Your
and
Ohio
we've
Farm Bureau
had
TikTok.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. Never ever thought that would exist.
That's exciting, though.
But we mentioned the younger people coming into agriculture. We're reaching them through TikTok.
Yep.
Right. So we need to reach them all.
Absolutely.
and everybody
We'll send you
can,
some good
so.
sound bites that you can use on there.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I encourage people just to understand agriculture. We're so far removed from the farm. Less than 2% of our population is involved in food production.
Wow.
For the other 98% of us. So
Kind of need it.
kind of need it.
Kind of
Yeah.
important.
So
I like food, so.
It's important to understand. And people want to know more about, since COVID, I think,
Yeah.
want to know more about food production. But
Sweet.
a lot of great information. And of course, I'm always up for questions should
Love
they
it.
have them. So
Love it. Well, thank you for coming on.
yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening. I never end this show well.
Boxland Media. Think big.